Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Gee, either I must be getting old or I'm really late regarding the Christmas season this year. Usually my Christmas specials never are this late. And not only that... Hey, wait a minute. I'm getting a little too ahead of myself. I got out of my day job. I managed to get a pretty good nap, and, well, I needed it because of all the crazy scheduling I've been doing this past few days. I mean, after all, it's not a total loss, but I mean, damn, I'll be honest, I really need that sleep. But since I'm wide awake, fit as a fiddle, and have 3 more hours until the big day, welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to the J-Man Show Pre-Christmas Edition! Ha ha ha! Yes, sir. Couldn't have been a better time for it, you know? I mean, I went for the earliest shift today just so that I can make sure to do the show tonight. And I'll be honest with you, it was well worth it because there is no way I'm going to be working that shift deep within retail hell on Christmas Eve. Like I said before, leading to this episode, it should be against the law for anybody, and I mean anybody, to work Christmas Eve. And you want to know the weirdest part? When you got people scrolling into your day job, trying to get that special stuff, trying to get all of these spices that you know they should have gotten at least 2 weeks in advance, or certain orders that should have been taken care of. I think there was like a missing hams order in my store not too long ago. Man, I'm just saying this. Don't ever wait until the week of the 22nd all the way to the 25th to do this. I'll never understand people. It's just like, my God, what is wrong with you, you know? And if you're going to mail something, please do not mail it on that week either. And for those of you that had to stay and they try to make you stay later in those places, make sure you do get that time and a half, because the tax man cometh for everybody. And I don't know about you, but I'd be mad as hell if that extra pay gets docked due to taxes. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this. It's the mental turmoil that you go through because you know that you don't want to stay. And you know, a lot of people are traveling except you because apparently you have no life anymore if you work in retail confines. But it's just like, give it a rest already, man. You know what I mean? Hell, things should have shut down on the 23rd, in my opinion. But, you know, that's enough about the humdrum lifestyle. Matter of fact, unlike last episode and episodes before that, this is a relatively happy episode. Because, man, I've been sitting back watching some of the greatest Christmas classics known to man. Like, you know, The Year Without a Santa Claus, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty's Winter Wonderland, Frosty the Snowman in general, and then, of course, the all-classic Jack Frost movie. Which, at the same time, you know, I kind of wish Jack got the girl in the end, but, you know, at the end of the day, he he was that close, right? But then circumstances got in the way. It's just kind of, it was bittersweet, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't have worked out. He's got a great job as a sprite, But also the Flintstones were on not too long ago, and I was sitting back watching Flintstone Christmas Carol and Flintstone Christmas, like where the age-old property where Santa gets hurt, and then all of a sudden that cartoon character has to take the reins of being Santa, and then at first they're not so good at it, but then later on it's because they have that Christmas spirit, and that paves them through to the end. I mean, I love those little scenarios, man. I never go a year without watching them. So like around this time, and you get a full marathon of them, it's perfect. Of course, I think TBS is going to start doing that 24-hour Christmas story thing, which I can't get enough of that either. Oh my God, I forgot to do what I was supposed to do last year. And that was buy the lamp from that movie. Yeah, like right here with the window to my apartment. All I got to do is like set it out there. I think I'll do that next year. I got to do it next year. Just go ahead and get that beautiful Leggett electric lamp and just put it right there in the window and see how many people actually recognize it. And yeah, I can get that done. Yeah, I'll do that next year. But man, it's just gonna be awesome. I know some of y'all have had your own movie marathons and whatnot, especially with Disney Plus. And Fantasia's good this time of the year, especially with most of the songs are from the Nutcracker on that one. Oh, speaking of which, let me put that in the queue. Nutcracker, go! Yep, this is what Christmas should be about, though. Other than spending time with your relatives, I get to do that tomorrow. But just sit right here, relax a little bit. Either have some jazz music playing in the background, dealing with the Christmas traditions. I was going to have my favorite things on this episode by John Coltrane, but due to copyright issues and trademarking, yeah, not this time. But I'm going to blow it off the roof next year. Oh yeah, we're going to have a good time because I'm going to make sure that I'm not at that day job at all for the holiday season. We're going to go all out, have some eggnog here, probably do a couple of live shows here and there. It's going to be lit. And let me ask you all something. Would you prefer a J-Man Christmas special on J360 Radio or J360 TV? And wherever this show is, because we're everywhere nowadays, you go ahead and you let me know in the comments below about it, and I'll consider it, all right? And I have some of the people from the J360 team and some other people that would like to cross over now and again join in on that. We should make it a whole group session. Hey, it's either that or wait until New Year's Eve, which, by the way, that's isn't it something how, like, Christmas takes its sweet time getting here? But when it comes to New Year's Eve, like, it's like one and done. It's like Snap, And I look at that from time to time, and I'm like, hey, that's supposed to be the adults' Christmas. What's going on here? So, I mean, I can't have that kind of lingering fun either. Says them. Shoot. I'm going to party up and have a good time on New Year's Day, too. Because a lot of people don't even do too much on New Year's Day. I guess because that's the day where you're getting over your dry heaves, and then you're thinking on the 2nd of January, it's like, oh, crap, I got to go through all this nonsense again. And indeed, because soon enough, I'll be back at the mercy of college and the day job for a little bit. But it's not too bad, though, and I still have J360 stuff that needs to get done. So I'm not too worried about it. You know what I'm saying? But as I sit here and sip my tea a little bit, I hope you're all enjoying yourselves and having a good time. Even dealing with those people that you don't like in your family, whatever. You know how it is. The holidays can be a stressful time for everybody. Yada, yada, yada. But you see, sometimes the holidays themselves can be a pretty peaceful retreat. Because once we put all of our drama on the shelf and realize that, this is the time where you might not see this person as often. You never know if you'll see them next year. The thing about being human is what we spend a lot of time doing and where we spend a lot of time at. And you see, certain elders and your relatives you might not agree with, and you might not see eye to eye, or you're always saying, okay, boomer to them nowadays, because that's the going trend. But when you got to really think about it in the big picture. If they're up there in their 70s or whatever, it's actually a blessing to see them. So you really should spend as much time as you can with them because you just never know. Things happen so fast, like when you start life and when you end life. So, got to put some of that drama to the side. I mean, even if, if you're building a production company, it might not get as much recognition as another one in your family group that says, hey, he just made a business partner here, or hey, he's just the top of his law firm, or somebody else is saying that, they got their doctorate or their master's or whatever. I mean, that's good for them. Let them have that moment. And I can understand if you or somebody in your family that feels as though like you got middle child syndrome or you're in Arrested Development or nobody's really looking at your stock and thinking you're not doing enough. I mean, believe it or not, I've had that moment. It hasn't always been a fun trip building J360 Productions, but I believe in it. And I know plenty of you out there like it. So I keep going and I keep striving for it because, the only time you ever really fail is when you quit completely, when you just don't do anything anymore. It's like if I don't do the J-Man show or if I don't do the mini bites and all that kind of stuff, you've noticed, right? If you don't do anything, you're not hearing anything from me. And at that point, you wonder if I'm still there or not. And the thing is, I don't quit for nothing. I keep going. And then I realized that this is my quest, and no matter what my family says, I never asked them for permission to do this anyway. But I know, like the holidays, I need to go ahead and put some of the stuff that my ego and all that crap on hold because I might not see these people again after a while. I need to go on ahead and make good with at least the family members that do know my name and do appreciate the things that I do. So that's what it's all about. And that's a gift right there. You don't have to buy people anything. But I noticed like all the hectic and all the turbulence to get to this holiday was because people are just trying to buy things. Everybody wants to get engaged on the 24th. They want to do all these things and all this extra stuff. And I mean, that's cool on you. But you see, the real gist of it all and the real meaning is, it's good to see those people that you haven't seen for a long time. It's good to see them, You do some catching up, and then, and maybe the next year or whatever, maybe you might hang out with each other. You might work on a way of building companionship here. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that should be a resolution I do, but I'm not going to say it's a resolution entirely. Matter of fact, just expedite all that out because, resolutions hardly ever stay in place. But if it's something that you strive and you just aim for it, you might be able to achieve it at the same time of making your own happiness. And my gift to all of you guys this year is basically is not basically at all, but is to continue doing this content. Yep. I'm going to do the J-Man show pretty much forever. And then, if J360 TV doesn't work out, at least it was a good experiment. You know what I'm saying? But J360 Radio ain't going nowhere. It's going to be here forever. And then, how the movies go, same thing. I'm going to keep working on them until I run out of gas. And God knows when that's ever going to be because I haven't stopped making ideas yet. And truth be told, I have stories to tell. And I don't care what the alphabet people or what the Me Too movement, all that other stuff. And I'm not talking about when they have legitimate cases, but when it's weaponized and it's all this frivolous crap and because somebody had a difference of opinion or whatever, I don't care what that stuff says. You either take it for what it is and you enjoy the content I make, or you go away. Because I'm not. Fought very hard to get on this platform that I'm on now, and then I got to keep fighting and reaching to get where I need to be. And the fact that I'm able to produce this stuff is a blessing in its own right, and I'm glad I can share it all with you, which is why I'm here tonight. And of course, letting you all know that it's been a fun ride. 2018 was great. 2019, I'm kind of iffy on a few things, but it's been amazing as far as production achievements and meeting newer podcasters out there. And, hopefully I inspire some of you, especially with my ways of not giving a damn about what stupid people think and all this, due process way of doing things. yeah, I'm kind of doing my year-end stuff right in this mix too, because you never know. Next week I might just go ahead and actually go back to drinking and go to sleep for a change and just, live it up a little bit more, at least a week to J-Man maybe. But, at the same time, it's just not the same without saying salutations to all of you out there either. And see, the point of Christmas is, it's the season of giving a little time, giving a little appreciation, watching some animated sequences without a whole bunch of crap, and just, saying life is good, because it seemed to be a running gag for some people out there because they don't know how to spend their adulthood. They don't know how to actually say, I'm lonely, and that's my problem, and all of my problems that I tend to make, sure, some of it comes from other people, but about 80 to 95% of it is me. I need to get over myself more. Unless you're dealing with real toxic idiots, and then at that point, you might have to do a purge, but it is what it is. I was actually going to try to go to the movies tomorrow. Go see Star Wars Episode 9. Because I have not gotten around to seeing it yet. But then again, like I said, depends on the scheduling that befalls me. And right off the bat, it's been pretty open with this new schedule I'm trying to do. Things are a lot more open-ended. I go in early mornings now, so it's not too bad. It's not like I can't get to the movie theater. And I think there's supposed to be a new movie theater opening up in a town not too far from mine, so I'll be able to do some, opening night reviews and stuff. Which at the same time, I see that whenever a Star Wars movie comes out, or whenever a big brand movie, let's just call it, like whenever a big brand movie comes out, it's always a mixed letter, and people will go ahead and release that first exclusive issue. Then they'll go ahead and release follow-up issues because, hey, why print a retraction when at the same time you can go ahead and completely change your morale in subsequent issues, right? And then I've noticed this with Star Wars Episode 9. They don't know how to review movies anymore. It is at that point where you look at the Access Media, or you look at even some of the content creators that surround us. Like, certain channels are still talking about Star Wars Episode 9. And then it's like, oh, I hate the production problems. I hate the post-production problems. Oh man, the movie is out here at its premiere and I hate it again. And then there's another one where they keep chiming. And then after a while, you're just going to have to realize this person is pigeonholing and poking into this stuff because it's views. Whether it's legitimate fandom or not, you're sitting there for a moment. It's like, let's be honest with ourselves. Sometimes the Force can be corny as hell. Sometimes, that franchise, for being as good as it is, it has its dirt moments, much like anything else. Like, you take a good long look at even the MCU from time to time. It has its dirt moments. And the DCU, well, where to begin? But the truth is, some wrongs have been righted. And by looking at this Star Wars movie, you can see that basically everybody's involved in there is childish as hell. Even when some of the people are sitting there having legitimate arguments, and that's okay to have those, because hey, we're in that way of arguing because we are a democracy. We're allowed to argue. That's the way it goes. But when you take a look at like how some people are being wined and dined so that they can go ahead and give a movie a great review, rather than just watching the damn movie, having a notepad and sitting there saying, okay, these are the things I like, these are the things I didn't like, and this is my final resolution, and let the data, become the truth behind all this stuff, you start to see, like, after a while, criticism is a joke. Yeah. Weird, isn't it? But after a while, you'll see it, because who's been paid off, who went on a date, who got schmoozed the most, who's been shilling over there, rather than face the truth about it. Was it a good movie? Well, in my opinion, no. But for like any movie that deals with something like that, like all this press about the Matt Reeves Batman movie, for instance, everybody's excited, and then everybody's like, I'm a little iffy. Or everybody's like, oh, this casting choice, because it isn't my casting choice, I don't care. You're gonna have to just cut that sometime. I haven't seen any production photos for this. Only thing I know is that they're getting everybody together. That movie's supposed to come in 2021, even though 2019, way back in the day, was supposed to be the year of the Bat. We were supposed to get a Batgirl movie, a Nightwing movie, and probably even a Robin movie. I remember like they were going to do the Bat family. Everything was going to be built up. And then, you know, the fallout with Ben Affleck and the Justice League didn't take and all this. It's like too much, man. You know? But you see, that's the rise of social media in general. When you sit there and you hear all that stuff and it's like, at the end of the day, just make a damn good movie. Just make a movie. Like, some people are so all about trilogies. And then, like, Kathleen Kennedy, now granted, she needs a publicist bad. She needs somebody to really work with her. But she's been in this industry for so long, she should already know how things go. But you see, now you're in direct conflict. You know, well, not direct conflict. They're in direct conflict, I should say. But now you're in direct connection with who your fan base is. And see, unless you got certain people that are sitting there doing communications with those people on the daily, you know, to go ahead and temper that and work with them, it's the same stuff all the time. You're not going to please everybody, but see, now everybody knows that, and now they use it against as a retort. Things have gotten to the point where it's like, you know, it was funny when, in the beginning, we were all doing this, but now it's just gotten to the point where it's like really, really sad. And will I ever stop doing it? Hell no. See, here's the thing, folks. In case this is your first time coming to the J-Man Show, I make fun of the ones that initiate and the ones that counter just about the same. And if I get thrown in the mix, I'm fighting everybody. That's just the way it goes. Unless there's a very strong viewpoint on this, then I'll be like, okay, I see how this goes. But the thing about it is, I'm fighting and making fun of everybody involved because you don't need my help to look foolish. And another thing is, you're not going to make me look foolish without my help either. Because I'll happily put on some clown shoes and say honk honk at that point. But at the same time, I already know when I'm going about doing this. You know, it's just like when you probably watched one of the mini bites and stuff. A running gag on that was every episode kept being about Star Wars there for a little bit, you know? And then I saw other people sitting there doing it. I saw like certain printouts and all this other stuff. And I'm like, wow. You know, this movie didn't have a chance to succeed. I can understand that, you know, it's not the way you, me, or anybody else wanted it. But I can see that certain people have to realize at the end of the day, these franchises, they were entertainment for us. They were escapist entertainment for us. And we, the fans, or anybody else, even casuals, invest in this to keep it alive. So that we can go ahead on our own journeys, or we can go ahead and make our own fan films and do any sort of things that we wanted to do because there was a little bit of everything there for us. And while the original trilogy is the best, I like the prequel trilogy just the same because I wanted to see Darth Vader's origin. And then I like to take a look over at the sequel trilogy, and I just can't help but think about what it could have been if all the actors that were in the original trilogy were still in their prime, and if they actually went ahead and pushed forward with the treatments for 7 through 9, but George Lucas didn't go for that, you know? And due to reason beyond, due to different kind of reasons and reasonings beyond the Christmas episode, for goodness sakes. But the truth is that, you know, I look at it and I'm like, the man did his job and he sold out to Disney on my birthday of all days. And, you know, did Disney carry the torch well? Yes and no. They did not carry it well, but they carried a torch. And they've been reveling in that ever since. And you can look at The Mandalorian, and The Mandalorian is a pretty good series that takes place after Jedi, and you know, it's its own thing, and let it be its own thing. It's a shame that no Baby Yoda merchandise came out, because I know damn well people would have rioted over that stuff. And when you got some people that say, oh, I hate Star Wars, I'm going to go back to Star Wars. If you're watching The Mandalorian, and you're fawning over Baby Yoda, and you're sharing the memes, you're into Star Wars. Stop lying. Just sit down and be quiet. Stop lying. It's like saying that, you know, I hate Marvel, but you're still running around with an Iron Man shirt, or you're over there saying, hey, Robert Downey Jr., please sign this, and all, you know, or Iron Man should have lived, Cap should have died, you know. You're still a fan. Your butt hurt as hell, but you're still a fan. And that's where sometimes you look at, like, it's like two children fighting out in the parking lot, and then at the same, well, not parking lot, two children fighting out in the playground, and one way or another, ain't nobody winning because the kids can't throw punches worth crap. And then you as the adult, you gotta look at this stuff and say, oh, I don't want to get involved, because see, the thing about it is, I could be subjugated to the same stuff, but then you could also be like me and be like, yeah, I want to get involved, because at the same time, it looks like fun. But that's my whole take on, like, this whole Star Wars stuff. And I am going to go see this movie, and I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. And then, who knows, I'll go ahead and give my take and a review on it. But I do know this much. A lot of people have forgotten the spoiler rule. Don't spoil the movie until after 3 weeks. Like, if we're going into January, or hell, even February, spoil out of it, man. Because you should have went to see this movie since. But, you know, people have forgotten a long time, or they just feel as though, hey, guess what? This is my way to generate more views. Sometimes I hate the industry I am in. But that's the whole point about this series, about me surviving, flailing, or pole vaulting through all obstacles of life in a world gone mad because there's no morals anymore. And does that make me better than anybody? No. But it makes me one of the best damn anti-heroes in the podverse. Oh, man. But yeah, so I'm sitting here right now and I'm looking at some of the stuff. You know, honestly, there's one thing I should have gotten. I should have went out there to the store and got me another PlayStation 4. Because you know why? I wanted to get that one so that, like, whenever I visit my dad, it's gonna be a slim PS4. Like, whenever I visit my dad and stuff, hook it over up at his house, and then we could just sit there and play video games for a while, like old times, like we used to. Because, you know, he's getting up there, and I really need to spend more time with him. So I'm gonna try to go ahead and work on that a little bit. Hey, it just goes to show, the J-Man does care about his family. I don't mention him much, but I care about him. So it's just one of those kind of things, which is why Christmas is pretty special to me. You know, as long as I got Christmas and even New Year's to a point, you know, as long as I can spend it with the people I love and care about, that's the point of, the gist of everything. And as you all should. And by the way, those of you that are lonely and stuff, when we have these holidays, that's the time for you to actually jump out there and try with a little companionship. Even if you're just going to sit on Messenger for a while and talk to somebody, make sure it's somebody safe and somebody that, you know, you really know. But, you know, just get out there and at least try. I don't care how introverted or shy you are or whatever. You got to make these attempts, like, build your circle a little bit. That's all I ever ask you to do. Because when you stick to a script like, people suck, I don't want to be involved, I don't want to know anybody, all that stuff. Yeah, I get it. I went through all that stuff before. But what I'm saying is, everybody needs somebody. And you see, if you're not out here trying at least, well, you look like a bigger a-hole than any of them do. Because, see, people out here living their lives, you're still holding on to the past. And not only that, you got to realize it's free food. Go get your free food. And then, of course, you know, mainstream media found a way to ruin that too. This is what happens if you want to lose weight. This is what you do. Oh, hey, you heard that article we had last time? It was a complete piece of crap. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to counter ourselves and give you this other article, even though at the same time we're in February, where you really don't even care about losing weight anymore, but you always care about Black History Month, right? And then after the 28 or 29 days of that, you'll go ahead into some other way and talk about all women's liberal and stuff like that, because we have nothing but distractions to throw at you. And then, as soon as we get to the holiday season again, we'll just talk about how lonely and fat you are. So, you can see where the cycle goes, and you can see how down the line it is. So here's how it goes, right? to hell with social media, to hell with media in general sometimes, other than the entertainment value and news that you need to know and choose to pay attention to, I guess, because freedom of choice, right? Live your lives. That's the best gift I can give you all. Live your lives. Do the best you can with it. Don't even look back. Don't even, leave it up to the powers that be around us. And that's why saying Merry Christmas shouldn't be a big deal, and Merry Christmas just doesn't throw shade at any of the other holidays. Even saying Happy Holidays isn't bad, but it's like PC culture just came around and ruined it. Of course there's other holidays being celebrated. Granted, I look to those other holidays and I nod to them. And I commend them because, you see, they're not being thrown on TV. They're not being crammed down people's throats and otherwise exploited to everybody so that you automatically have to be involved in them. See, when I look at certain people, it's like, when I have my holiday and nobody ever talks about it, it's like, then it should be really special to you that nobody's talking about it. Take a good long look at Christmas, folks. Christmas is so oversaturated sometimes, it bleeds into other months. There were people in October talking about Christmas, and I'm like, yo, we're not even near pumpkin carving time right now, and you want to talk about Christmas, huh? That's just, like I said before, it gets to the point in any other way. It's insane sometimes how we go about it. And everybody wants equality. Well, here's the thing about equality, right? When you get a little bit of equality, get ready for the equal or equivalent backlash that goes with equality. If we all win, well, then there's a chance we all lose. And some of y'all are having a hard time learning about that losing part. So I'm going to let you guys know that stuff in January, all right? Because right now, this is that time for all of us to be happy and fulfilled and enjoying ourselves. But of course, I still need to watch the Christmas Chronicles again because I just can't get enough of it. Who would have thought that Kurt Russell would play one of the most likable Santas in existence, huh? That was pretty cool, especially after watching something like Bone Tomahawk. This is a great build-up movie for him. And there's supposed to be a sequel coming. And I think both of them are directed by Christopher Columbus, right? No, not Christopher Columbus, no, it's not Christopher Columbus. It's Chris Columbus. That's his name. I don't think he wants to be associated with who I just said there for a little bit. But hell, we'll talk about Columbus Day another time. Probably on Columbus Day. Now let's see. Oh, Claws. That's a good one. Yeah, I'm sitting here on Netflix, by the way. Hey, have you noticed, a lot of people are sitting there? You can tell who sold out because they say, as soon as Disney Plus came, people threw away their Netflixes. I'm like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. They kept that stuff because Netflix has some good content, too. Don't believe the hype. They might cancel stuff that you love, but they got some good things, too. It's like how some people don't even talk about Amazon Prime, which, by the way, that show The Boys isn't too bad. I mean, granted, it's not as brutal as the comic is, but it gets pretty damn close. And who would have thought that, hell, like I said, you've all should have seen this before, but who would have thought that Butcher's wife would still be alive, huh? That didn't happen in the graphic novel, so this might be okay. It's not a problem for them to go on a different take. So I really want to see how that all pans out, but they have started talking about it. It's going to be here in summer, so quite a lot of things to look forward to in the summer, I'll tell you that. At least I'll be a graduate by then. Yep, it's set in stone. I'm graduating. So, enough about all that. I'm going to go ahead and get me another sip of this tea. And then I'm going to go ahead and probably grab some ham. And I want all of you to know I give a damn. So, Merry Christmas to every single one of you. If we are going to do a year-end show, come back for that. If I go on break, I'll let you all know by Monday at the latest because it's Maintenance Monday. So, till then, you all take it easy. Enjoy your holiday. And don't be an ass. This is the J-Man signing off. Peace.
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.